Hey all, how are ya? It's noon, it's time for Straight Talk. You might notice I'm in a different place than I normally am. Woohoo! Okay, so here's the crazy thing. So normally I'm in my house, my office. You see my crazy bright colored office behind me? Yeah, this is where I live. Like, obviously I don't live right here. This is where I live. This is Lake Michigan, Racine, Wisconsin. This is where I live. Do you know how often I come down here? Not often at all. Like literally, if we have company in town, we take them to the lake. And occasionally, if I want to take a little bit of a walk or I just want to be outside a little bit, which isn't often, I'm kind of a homebody, we come down to the lake. That's it. And I just thought it was so great. So I'm going to have my sunglasses on because since my eyes are so light, this is what it looks like when I don't have my sunglasses on and the sun's out. Even if it's not shining in my face, I look like I have little slits of eyes and then my eyes start to water. So sorry you can't see my eyes because, when you're talking about something really serious, which is what we're going to be talking about, it's good to see somebody's whole face so you can see their inflections, but it is what it is. Otherwise, I couldn't talk because my eyes are already watering. So anyway, so I just want to tell you this story. I have been a little heartsick this week, just a little bit brokenhearted. And I think that, I'm a person like most of you, many of you that have love and compassion for people. And, you hurt when other people are hurting. Well, I had this conversation with this woman the other day that just broke my heart. And it was really interesting because we were talking about, I was giving her some coaching and we were just talking about the things that are possible in her life, the things that she could or couldn't do, why she wanted to change her job, why she maybe wanted to change her nutrition, some things like that. And I was so excited because she was about to take a step to try something new that she hadn't tried in a while. And I'd been working with her for months. And then all of a sudden that shifted. And she decided not to. And I just got so sad. And I literally got off the phone with her and burst into tears. And I thought, this is not just her. This is how we as human beings live our lives. We grow up from the moment we can start speaking, we start making decisions, even probably before that. We start making decisions about who we are. Like, oh, I'm somebody who likes cheese. I'm somebody who likes red. I'm somebody who doesn't do math well. I'm somebody who is hard to get to know because I'm shy. I'm somebody that's loud. I'm somebody that, is oversensitive. I'm too emotional. I shouldn't cry. Like, we just keep building and building and building these things that we know about ourselves. And what happens is when you become an adult who's in their really 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, it just gets worse as you get older because all of these stories that we tell ourselves just keep building and building and building as decades go by. There's not a time like where we ever stop deciding who we are, what's possible for us and what's not possible for us. And the thing I saw so clearly with this amazing woman who I've been in the same place she has been before, we all have, where, life seems hopeless, we're stuck, we don't think that we can do this, or we don't think that thing will make a difference for us, even if it made a difference for someone else. And what happens is we get so paralyzed by who we know ourselves to be that it literally keeps us from living a life that is joyful and happy and meaningful. And it is debilitating because I literally saw her just get so paralyzed by the fact that she, this possibility opened up for her and she, had this moment where she was like, oh, I can see I could do that. And then it just shut down just as quick. So I want to, challenge you guys to look at in your own life, how is that affecting you? We always hear that you want to live outside the box, right? So those decisions that I'm talking about are decisions that I would actually call the box. So we create a box of what's possible around us, and then we live inside that box for the rest of our lives. And that's true for everyone, even people that are extraordinarily successful, even people like me that know it's a box. What happens is it's about living outside the box, and then you basically expand your box and expand your box and expand your box, and you keep doing that. But it's like, I love the movie Joe versus the Volcano. If it has Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan, it's an older movie. If you can get it on DVD or look it up online, it's amazing because he totally lives inside the box. Joe does. And he's going to this job and everything's gray, and it's just this great picture is painted about how human beings live their lives with no possibility and no color and no joy, doing the same thing over and over and over and over. And at one point he gets diagnosed, this isn't going to wreck the movie for you, at one point he gets diagnosed with a terminal illness, and he looks around and he says, is this all there is? And he decides in that moment to start living his life fully. And I think that, as a breast cancer survivor, I've experienced that moment before where I didn't know, like, am I going to die? Am I going to make it through this? And it's so important that we are present in our lives and that we're awake and that we're living a new life every single day, and that we're not deciding, oh, that's possible for me. Oh, that's not possible for me. Because just think about it. When you got up this morning, what has there already been in the day today that you decided, oh, I can't do that, or I'm not good at that, or, oh, I'm so stupid, I can never figure this out. Things like that. Those are all decisions, and words are so powerful. Because what happens is the more we say things to ourselves, the more we believe them. And most of the stories that contain us and keep us in that box that I'm talking about are stories that we tell ourselves day in and day out. It's no wonder that the suicide rate in America is at an all-time 30-year high. I mean, it's higher than it's ever been. Yet, I just watched this great YouTube video on happiness, and she was talking about how we have more access to things that make us happy and ways to solve our problems and ways to be in communication than we ever have before, but we're miserable and we're lonely. And I think that's not because we're not trying, but it's because our eyes are on the wrong thing. We're always looking at what we don't like and what's not making us happy and what we can't do. And we have all these decisions, and there's no waking up in the morning and having something new, experiencing life new. And that's why I thought being down here at the lake is a great example of that for me. So I've lived in Racine for 10 years. This is literally my car. I'm going to show you. I didn't even have to walk to get where I am. My car's parked right there. See that? It's ridiculous. I'm sitting on a rock on the lake shore, and there's tons of beautiful places here, but I rarely take the time to come out and be here because I'm too busy and I've got so much to do, and I'm so stressed out with all the stuff I'm behind on. And I just don't take a moment to pause and go, you know what? I'm going to do something new today. I'm going to try something new, and I'm going to quit knowing who I am and what's possible for me, because it's only in a conversation that's new, where you're taking risks and trying new things and letting yourself fail, that you can actually be awake in your life and not asleep at the wheel, of your life. So, so for me, the lake is amazing. Today it's kind of cloudy, but sort of sunny, and it's beautiful. Sometimes we have huge 6-foot swells and the lake is black and angry. Today it's kind of grayish, greenish. You can tell that there are some waves, so it's pulling it up, but sometimes it's a bright blue. Anytime you come by the lake every single day, it's a different lake. It's a different experience. What would life be like if we got up in the morning and we were like, my life is going to be amazing today? Who says that? Nobody says that. That's why I always like to say to people, make it an amazing day, because it's up to you. The thing about these stories that we tell ourselves, oh, I can't do that, or am not good at that, is it's not a problem if we know their stories, but the problem becomes when we start believing them. And the more we complain about things and the more we vocalize negativity in our lives, and I'm not talking about like grief and sadness and expressing something to like let it go and let it be, but I'm talking about like just complaints. Like, oh my gosh, how many times do you see people complaining on Facebook about how crappy their life is? Like, why do you want to put that out there? Stop complaining. Get off your butt and go make it great. Like, go come down to the lake. See something beautiful. You know, find, like, so you could even, like, I'll just show you an interpretation, what I mean about a story. So this is really ugly. Like, do you see this? This, I don't know where all this freaking cement came from, but it's just piled up with all this gross, rusty crap, and it's all piled up all along this lake shore. But if you start looking really closely, it is so beautiful. I don't know if I can come in here yet. Look at these flowers that are all here. And there's something so beautiful about these flowers that are just growing up through the cement. And that's kind of how the beauty in our life is even if our life is crappy, there's beautiful flowers growing up through the cracks in the icky, gross, piled up, shitty cement. But we have to look for those flowers and have a positive outlook and have a positive conversation to be present to that in our lives. So I just want to invite you to take a look at where in your life are you settling for this crappy gray no color life that is causing you misery. Like, why are you committed to that? You know, when I asked this girl, I actually wrote the text down so that I could read it to you. When I asked this girl, well, listen, what changed? What changed that now you're not excited and you're not gonna like take this risk? And here's what she said, I wrote it down. I think it has to do a lot with past failures and the pressures that I put on myself. So you're not gonna try something new because you failed in the past and you put too much pressure on yourself. So instead of trying something to change something in your life that's causing you total misery and is literally destroying any hope of happiness you have in your life, because she's miserable, you're going to say, well, I failed in the past and I don't really think I can do it, so I'm just not going to try anymore. Oh my God, really? Really? No. No, life is so freaking beautiful. You know, I lost my brother to suicide many years ago. And I just wish I could go back and have a conversation with him about this. And so I just decided today, like, this is an emotional conversation for me. It's a conversation that literally I've committed my whole life to helping people feel like they're heroes in their lives. And, you know, I honestly believe every single person that watches this, and there's hundreds of people watch these videos, and I so love and appreciate that. But there's one message I want you to walk away from with this today, and that is your life is amazing. And what you choose to see is the box that you're living in. So take off those glasses of complaint, of misery, of failure, of fear, you know, and go down to the lake and look at something beautiful and find something amazing and know that you're 100% responsible for how your life is going and how your life is going to turn out. And every single day you wake up to a new chance to make your life great. And the key is not searching for happiness, but how you interpret what's going on around you. The stories we tell ourselves are the things that give the quality of our day. So what's the story you're going to tell yourself today? Is it going to be, and there's plenty of people that live in Racine, Wisconsin, that say, oh, Racine is the armpit of Wisconsin. It's such a crappy place. There's no jobs. There's poverty. The schools are terrible. All of that. No, look at this place. This is a beautiful place. I am so lucky that I get to come down here. And you know what? If you don't live by a lake, you have a park. And if you don't, Buy flowers and put them on your porch and look at those. Like, stop allowing yourself to be miserable. Raise your standards. Rise up with intention every single day and make your day amazing. And when you start telling yourself that something's not possible, try something new and do it until it works. So, today, your homework is make your day amazing. Find the beauty in the cement, in the cracks and crannies and rusty, gross dirt of your life, and find something beautiful and share that with somebody. Because really, if what you're doing is sharing all the things in your life that aren't working, then all you're doing is sharing misery with everyone else around you. So what's it going to take today for you to make somebody else's life better? And you know what I always say, fake it till you make it. I get it. Maybe you woke up and you feel crappy, you've got a headache, you are hungry because you're on a diet, you're tired, you didn't sleep well because you've got small kids, small babies and they're teething. I get it. There's lots of circumstances. And you can either choose to live out of those, or you can choose to look for the beauty in what's happening in your life every single day and then talk to people about that. You know, how interesting would it be if instead of asking people, oh, how did you sleep last night? What would happen if you said, because we talk a lot about, I mean, human beings just always are talking about how good they're sleeping or how bad they're sleeping. And it's just, I always think that's funny. What if instead you said, hey, what is the most amazing thing that's happening in your day today? What's the most amazing thing about your life? What's something you love about your life? So, thanks for joining me today. I have no idea how long we're going because I kind of am on a soapbox about this, but I totally just love you all, and I want you to live lives that inspire you and change the world. So, start that today and start it with yourself. Make your day amazing.